So two things for you. One is how do you need to report compliance, or are there audits, or is it self-attestation? I don't know how that works. And then the second thing is, if you fail to meet the FTC safeguards, what would be the outcome of that?
Yeah, so there's not a self-reporting requirement that I've read on, but if you meet the if you're obligated to do this, then the time is now. I mean, if you're not doing anything with this program today and you fall into this category, then you need to get moving. You're going to need to start by identifying, do we have the in-house talent to do this? If not, who are we going to use? And start scheduling things like that risk assessment. That's probably the number one first step. Identify who's going to be the subject matter expert in this, or the qualified individual that can help manage through this, either internally or externally, and then get moving on the risk assessment. That can be doing a gap analysis to a framework like we talked about before, but really just understanding the environment, the controls that you have today, and what you need to get put in place. Through that, you can shake the trees to, figure out who's going to write this policy or this procedure or this incident response plan and things of that nature. But all of those things take time. So, you don't want to be in that willful neglect category if something were to happen. From an FTC perspective, they have published some guidelines on their fines if you fail to meet these safeguards. And it's been my experience, especially through the lens of HIPAA, that willful neglect category kind of changes the fine. The regulators come in and they're like, oh wow, you're actually doing a lot here and you were really trying. That fine comes down. If they come in and they say, show us your information security program and your risk assessment, and you say, we don't have any of that, then you're getting max fines. They say $100,000 per instance for the organization. So if you've got a large breach that comprises of a bunch of records, that can get expensive. One of the areas that a lot of people don't realize is that, that it's a $10,000 fine per instance for senior leadership or the owners of the company. And, that can also go up tremendously. In addition to that, you could end up with class action lawsuits. You could also go to prison. So there is jail time associated with this. So, your business, the type of data that you have, you have a responsibility to protect the data. And, if you don't, and something happens and the FTC finds out about it, then, you could face significant penalties.
So I think those are all pretty good reasons. Jail is a pretty good dissuader. Yeah.